Good morning, everyone. I am Asuncion Paña from Tagbilaran City, Bohol. I am a Teacher 1 applicant in Bantolinaw National High School. For today's demonstration, I will show you first my semi-detailed lesson plan about measures of central tendency and measures of variability. So for today's demonstration, let's imagine that we're already done tackling measures of central tendency. And for today's class, we are now moving forward to the lessons of measures of variability. So for today's lesson, I am going to explain to them the key concepts. And also I have here my objectives, the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values they will earn after the lesson. So after that, I have here my content, the topic, the variability, and I have here my learning resources and the procedures. After that, we will start the class by the preparation, the prayer, attendance, the physical arrangement check, the checking of assignment, review, and my motivation. So for my motivation, it is something something like a game for them to play, and I have here sets of questions they need to answer. So for after the motivation, I have here my activity, and after the activity, I have here 6 sets of questions. I will ask them, and after that, I will start the proper lesson, and I will present and discuss the common measures of variability. And after that, I will give them assessments and the written test for 20 minutes. After the written test, I will give them the assignment, and also I will wrap up my class by the saying by Oprah Winfrey. So I have here my demonstration material. Okay, good morning, class. So how are you today? Yes, that's nice to know. So remember, we already tackled and we're done with our, yes, very good, measures of central tendency. So who can recall what we learned about the measures of central tendency? Yes, Pablo. And what's the formula on how to get the mean? Very good. And anyone who can give me the formula on how to get the median? Yes, and the mode? Very good, Stella. So remember, those mean, median, and mode, those are only for ungrouped datas. So who can give me the formulas for the group datas? Anyone? Oh, you forgot? Okay, so since no one would like to answer, let's have the roll call. I will have here my attendance sheet. So let's see, who should I call? Okay, Mary. Mary, can you give me the formula for the mean for group datas? Okay, so who can give me for the median? Okay, yes, Lily. Oh, yes, and also you give already the formula for the mode. So thank you so much for that. So please pass your assignment regarding for the measures of central tendency. Okay, so let's go and start with our new topic. But before that, let's have a math trivia first. So before we start our class, let's have a game. So I have here one ball pen, and we will sing a song about mathematics song. So my friends and I made this song. So let's start playing. So this ball pen will be passed to each one of you, and the one who have the ball pen when the music stops will be the one to answer my math trivia. Is that okay? Okay, so let's go and sing Mathematics, mathematics, kalisod, kalisod. Dili na tinuod, kasayon, kasayon. Oh, okay, Mark. So let's go, Mark. And the first question. Do you know what's the prime number that does not have an E in its name? A prime number that does not have an E. Yes, it's 2 or number 2. So that's the only prime number who doesn't have any E in its name. Okay, so let's sing another one. I have still one question left. Okay, Robert. Now let's have number 2. What goes up and never comes down? No. Anyone who can help Robert? Okay. Oh, yes, Robert, you're right. It's age. Very good. So thank you so much. Now let's start with our activity. So we have here, please get a piece of paper. So it's okay if you will use a scratch paper. So let's try to have the activity named which tastes better. So we have here the problem. A housewife surveyed canned ham for a special family affair. She picked 5 cans, each from 2 boxes packed by Company A and Company B. Both boxes have one the same height. Consider the following weights in kilograms of canned ham packed by the 2 companies. We have here sample A or the Company A, 0.97, 1, 0.94, 1.03, and 1.11. For sample B or the Company B, we have here 1.6, 1.01, 0.88, 0.90, and 1.14. I want you to help the housewife choose the best sample by doing the following procedure. So again, in your paper, I want you to help choose or help the housewife choose the best sample by doing the following procedure. Okay, so let's have questions 1. I want you to arrange first the weights in numerical order. So I want you to arrange them numerically. And next, I want you to find the mean weight of each sample. Do you still remember how to find the mean? Yes, Mary, it's an ungroup data. Okay, done. So next, I want you to analyze the spread of the weight of each sample from the mean. Using the curved line, yes, you can see how spread it is or how spread each sample from the mean. Okay, which sample has weights closer to the mean? And if you are to choose from these 2 samples, which would you prefer and why? Do you prefer Company A or do you prefer Company B? And was your choice affected by the weight or the taste? Yes, like if you notice that the weight is like bigger than the other or how the taste is from another companies or from the ham, would you or would it affect you choosing those companies? And I want you to explain it. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Now that's the end for our activity. So let's welcome to the next part, measures of variability. So today we will learn the common measures of the variability, the range, semi-interquartile range, the variance, and the standard deviation. Yes, Mary, what's that? Yeah, so we have a lots of formulas to remember learning the measures of central tendency and the variability. But don't worry, I will let you copy all the formulas and help you remember it in our lesson. So today's objectives: first, we will discuss the meaning of variability. Next, we will calculate the different measures, the range, the average deviation, the variance, and the standard deviation. Third, we will describe the set of data using measures of central tendency and measures of variability. Okay, so we have here measures of variability. We have the common use. Yes, can you read? Okay, very good grade 1 student. You're not in harmony. Okay, it's okay. So let's have first the range. So who can read what's the meaning of the range? Yes, Lily. Okay, very good. So let's have an example. So range is very easy. So for example, we have the sorted data 12, 15, 19, 24, 24, 25, 26, 30, 35, 38. So the range or the meaning of the range tells you you need to simply find the difference between the highest and the lowest. So what number is the highest? Very good. And what number is the lowest? Okay, so simply subtract them. 38 minus 12, it's 26. So the range of this data is 26. So let's have the semi-interquartile range. So can you read the definition for the semi-interquartile? Okay, Mark. Yes, the 75th or the 25th percentiles in the data. So you need to find again the difference. The same with the range. So we have here the formulas. Can you read? Okay, Q is for quartile and P is for the percentage or percentile. Yes, and they both of them all over 2 because that's the half of the difference of the quartile and the percentile. Very smart. Now let's have variance. So can you read what's the meaning for the variance? Yeah, so there is a word, the average. When you get the variance, the average square deviation score is what we call variance. And take note that the larger the variance, the greater the variability or the distance of the scores from the mean. But the smaller the variance, the lesser variability. Okay, so we will show that one. Yes, we will show that one on our curved lines. So let's have the sample variance. So sample variance is defined as this formula. So when we say sample variance, it's the squared, right? Yeah, so we need to find the variance of the set of the scores. We have here the summation of our mean and also our square deviations and the total number of classes. Very good. And also remember the sample standard deviation, we just need to simply put square root or the square of the sample variance. So the same in this presentation, we have S equals the square root of X squared. Any questions? Yes, okay. Yeah, so you just need to simply put square root for finding the sample standard variance. Okay, so we have here the definition. Let's read. Yeah, so take note also the mean is an average of the scores in a set, while the standard deviation is a sort of average of how distant the individual scores are from the mean. Yes, you remember that one in the measures of central tendency. Mean is the average. So standard deviation, it is we determine how distant each scores from the mean. Like for example, your mean is 26. The standard deviation might be 16, 10, or 28, 30. So we will find out and determine how distant or how far is it from the mean. Okay. Okay. So let's have here. This is also the standard deviation. The S equals the square root of the simple sample standard deviation. We have the summation for the mean. Yes, it's just the same, but you remember, you notice from the sample variance, we put S squared. Yes, very good. So you just need to simply change or transpose the S squared to square root of this formula. Okay, so let's try for example. So I have here ungrouped datas, scores in the 25-item mathematics test. So we have the datas 23, 21, 19, 18, 18, 7, 15, 12, 10, 10, 8, 7. Yeah, so I want you to find the range, the variance, the standard deviation of this item mathematics test. Okay, done? Okay, so yeah, so we will check it. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So let's try to have your own activity in a group of 4. I want you to find your seats first and answer the following activity. So I have here activity 1 and activity 2. So group 1 and 3, I want you to answer activities. Activity 1. So find the range, variance, and the standard deviation. And also for group 2 and 4, I want you to answer activity 2. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's check it. Okay, so thank you for listening to teachers. So today, let's have your assignment. So we have here, find the range and variance of the standard deviation given the data sets. So we have here, yes, do you already copy the assignment? Okay, so thank you so much. And let's read my ending quote. Education is the key to unlocking the world, a passport to freedom by Oprah Winfrey. So thank you so much for listening for my demonstration.